This is a video about how to use the Pythagorean Theorem. This is to be used on only right triangles. So the Pythagorean Theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A and b are the legs of a right triangle. C is the hypotenuse. So C is always the side that is across from the right angle. You always know what the right angle is because it has the square. So if we look at our first example here, 3 and 4 are the length of the legs. So 3 squared plus 4 squared is going to equal c squared. Well, 3 squared is equal to 9 plus 4 squared is equal to 16. So 3 squared plus 4 squared, that's 9 plus 16, is equal to 25. So 25 is equal to c squared. Well, we can't leave c squared, so the opposite of squaring something is the square root. So the square root of 25, because you have to take the square root of both sides, so the square root of 25 is 5. So your answer to this one is 5. So you square both legs, then you add that up, you take the sum, then you're going to have to take the square root. If we look at our next example here, 9 is one leg, then our next leg is b. We don't have that one, but it gives us our hypotenuse. So we have 9 squared plus b squared is equal to 15 squared. So 9 squared is equal to 81 plus b squared is equal to 15 squared, which is 225. Well, we have to get b squared by itself, so we're going to subtract 81 from both sides. So if I subtract 81 from this side, I have to do it to the other side. 225 minus 81 gives us 144. So b squared is going to be equal to 144. And again, we can't leave b squared like that because we have to get b by itself. So if we take the square root to get b by itself, because the square root is opposite of squaring something, if I take the square root of b squared, I have to take the square root of 144. Well, the square root of 144 is 12. So one leg is 9, the other leg is going to be 12, and our hypotenuse is 15. Our last example that you'll have on your quiz is like this. It may give you a square. It's the same thing. We're still going to have 2 legs. This leg happens to be 3. This leg happens to be 3. 3 squared plus 3 squared is going to equal d squared. Well, 3 squared is 9, plus 3 squared, which is 9, is going to equal d squared. 9 plus 9 is 18. So 18 is going to equal d squared. So we have to take the square root of both sides. Well, the square root of 18 isn't a nice even number like our other ones have been. The square root of 18 is 4.24. So that's going to be our answer. So sometimes you're going to come out with nice even numbers like 12, but not all the time. Sometimes you'll come out with decimals. So that's how you're going to do the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared are your legs, is going to equal c squared, which is your hypotenuse. If you have any other questions, let me know, and I will try to help you out. Thank you.